We're on. Okay, Coach Helen for You Fit Studio. Now, how to make junk food work for you. Okay, now, some people are like, oh, but to lose weight, you're allowed to eat junk food. Now, I think the reality is that people do eat junk food. I'm going to say that as a fact because it is. There is always an occasion, I think, somewhere in the landscape where this happens. Now, I'm doing this now because I think I like some of you know if your clients that we do a meaty, we'll call it a meaty. Oh, there's no pun on that. It's quite a heavy questionnaire when you start with us because we love to know everything. And in there's some questions about your food choices, and in there is actually a choice around junk food or takeaway, and how many times a week you're potentially having that kind of food. Now, I will always make a mental note of looking at that question. I mean, it's about, I can't even number how many questions there are. There are a number of questions. There's a lot of questions, and that one is always one that catches my eye because I always think to myself, right, so this client probably has junk food twice a week, and am I going to see that in the photos, or do I think they're going to overhaul their entire structure of their week for this? Now, sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. The reality is that I've worked with plenty of clients I can't give that number because there's that many. I've worked with many clients who have not stopped having junk food whilst they're on their journey. Now, they may have decreased it. I'm going to be like, once upon a time, so it's such a good tea. Once upon a time I had a client who continued to have KFC 3 times a week. Now, they did lose weight because I think before it was about 5 times a week. And so that was actually an improvement. However, for some, and this is like for the percentage of people out there who don't completely remove it, there are some options that you can take that still allow you, Shark Horror, where's Layla? Emoji, to eat fast food and make some changes to the intake of your calories. Now, I want to really make clear, and I would hope most people understand, although when I go into this, I'm like, oh my God, how much? I mean, before I get into this, the details of some of this, if you want more details about actually which element has which calories, you let me know and I'll tell you. However, I hope most people understand that this food is calorie dense. Okay, it's calorie dense, right? And in case you're not sure what I mean, it's a lot of calories. Well, when I'm doing this, like I'm holding a burger, there's a lot of calories in this food, okay? Sometimes deceptively. I've often played the game of guess how many calories in that when somebody's not quite sure, and I've had a lot of answers that have been like actually a big range of, they assume it's something when in reality it's something else, and that can be for a lot of clients quite enlightening when you give them the numbers and they're like, okay, you can hear it, the silence, or the phone drops out of the hand and they go, oh dear. So this stuff is calorie dense. Now the issue, right, this is what I'm going to make clear about this, the challenge is not, right, that is calorie dense, right? The challenge is actually understanding it's the management of the denseness, right? So you can actually still have this food and manage it, but it's understanding the calorie denseness of what you're having. Like the food itself is not the problem, right? It's how you manage it, right? And how you understand it and where you can adapt and change it and still have it. Because let's be honest, there's usually a period of time where people still do not want to let go of this food because they're attached to it and part of them still quite enjoys it. So whether they tell me, it's always one of those, I always get a message saying, and then I had a McDonald's, but I never see a photo. I never see the photo. I just get the message saying I had it. I'm like, okay, cool. Right? So support, what I would do, or I do, is support clients to understand where they can manage the calorie denseness rather than remove it entirely, because actually part of them still wants it, still enjoys it, and why not if it's being managed, right? Ooh, right? Remember, well, not remember, you might not know how I like to approach food, but essentially 70% good times consistency, 30% playtime. Now this food would definitely, let's make that absolutely clear, this food would definitely playtime percentage. Can I make that clearer? Playtime percentage, people. Playtime percentage. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, what did I get through? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to take the 4 big hitters. I'm just going to use the names. Who cares? You're all going to guess when I say the name of the food, right? So what I've done, because I had a spare 5 minutes, is, right, it's actually quite hard to do. Find all this stuff on nutrition online. I have actually gone through some meal options, found out the calories, and then, guess what? Found where you can reduce the calories. Now, when you don't find a calculator when you need one, it's probably, it's miles away. It's miles away. It's up there. Don't have a calculator, but I've actually got the numbers. I've done all the totals. So yeah, we'll get there. Just nobody asked me any maths on this, because you know what happens. I'll run out of fingers and toes. So let's start with golden arches. Imagine where that is, right? Now, firstly, I didn't know this existed, which makes me sad, because I feel like I might have lived a life without this, although in hindsight, probably best. Get ready. Right. If you were at the Golden Arches and you were at the little display going, I want the following, please. Or at the drive-thru. I think most people are doing drive-thru these days, aren't they? I hear the drive-thru is popular and long for a queue. Sidebar. Don't go on a Friday night. Apparently it's a 2-hour wait. If you are going to wait for 2 hours, wow, you really want something from the Golden Arches if you're prepared to wait 2 hours. And secondly, if you order this, I'll go through the menu. This is what you'll get out in calories, right? So double, this is where I feel like I've not lived, double quarter pounder with cheese, because the cheese is important, with cheese, large fries, because large counts. So repeat, double quarter pounder, still feel like I never tried it, so I missed out. And with cheese, large fries, and a standard Coke, right? Double Coke. Oh, it was a large Coke, actually. Tell a lie. It was a large Coke, just a normal regular Coke, not any diet or a zero or anything. Okay? Comes in at, now belly, if you're not sitting down, sit down, because this is about over your daily allowance of calories. So if you had that for a meal, you'll be looking at 1,406 calories. 6 calories additional. Also important. Maths. 1,406. So that's a double, repeat, double trouble, quarter pounder with cheese, large fries and Coke. 1,406 calories. And your bangers. So yeah, as soon as on it, that would be Belly, Kamal, Kate. In fact, it'd be all of you, the members. That is over your daily, roughly, what you would be looking for in terms of your goals. However, if you went for instead, now this is still quite high. However, let's remember, it's a bit like playing a game of higher or lower, isn't it? Higher, lower. We're always looking for lower. Now this is still quite high, gonna not lie. However, still down on. So if you went for the quarter pounder with cheese again, was important. Medium fries and large, still a large Coke, but Coke Zero, 855. So by removing the additional quarter pounder and taking the fries down to medium and changing the standard Coke to a Coke Zero, you're shaving off what? Over 400 calories? 460 calories, right? From that simple change. It's not, I mean, 855 is still, again, I repeat, still a lot. This is where I could have had it on camera going, yeah, this burger, or shall I eat this one? It would be really horrible, wouldn't it? It would be cold, stone cold, and stink. Ugh. Now, so that's the Golden Arches. Now, the king of burgers. Well, king of burgers. So if you decide that the Golden Arches is not your choice, which I've never actually been, I think I've only had one king of burgers in my life. You can work out who that is. I feel like I can't say the company name, like I'll get done for copywriting or something. You cannot use this. However, king of burgers. There we are. So again, this is double trouble. This took some time, by the way. Double Whopper with bacon and cheese. Cheese again. Cheese is here. And a large strawberry milkshake. Oh, I forgot. I want to play the game of higher or lower. I wish we could. Right, okay. So do we think that, is it higher or lower? So the first big banger meal, right, was 1,406 for the Golden Arches. Now, do we think that the King of Burgers meal is higher or lower than the Golden Arches? Let me repeat what you, as I repeat it, you may get involved and message what you think if it's higher or lower. I should have some cards. Higher or lower? Right, so repeat. It's a double Whopper with bacon and cheese, a large strawberry milkshake. What do we think? Oh, I think there was fries in there as well. I apologise. Large fries as well. Do we think it is higher or lower than the double quarter pounder with cheese, large fries and a Coke that came in at 1,406? Pretty's gone higher. Bally's gone lower. Kate, get involved. Is Kate going to get involved? I was like, I know. Stop trying to Google it. It's going to take too long. And if you're going to go from MyFitnessPal, you've been here for ages. So double Whopper with bacon and cheese and large strawberry milkshake and fries to the King of Burger. Right. Okay, Pretty, you are correct. Get this. Ooh. I almost can't say it. 2,221 calories. Yeah. 2,221 calories for a meal of the King of the Burger for the double Whopper with bacon and cheese and large strawberry milkshake and fries. 2,221. Like I said, I have got the maths here, so if anyone wants to ask me which element that was most, I think the double Whopper was like 900 on its own, which was crazy. Yeah, Pretty, if you had that last night, mate, you need to be fasting for the next 3 days. She's like, shoot. Whoopsie. Yeah, maybe we should show somewhere else. Nazreen, you missed the Golden Arches, mate. This is a banger, I would say. This is actually, of all the four, yeah, 2 days calories, Valley, that's what I mean. 2 days and then some. No, Pretty, no, like, Pretty's like this, pushing the packets away as if I can see them through the internet. I've never had them ever. No, I mean, that's incredible, right? Now, again, a bit like the Golden Arches, right? This is why I say it's management of calorie dense, right? Because it's still, I mean, it's rivaling the even to reduce this was a challenge, right? Oh, I did manage. So I went with the Whopper, not the double Whopper, which comes without all the extras. Regular fries and a strawberry sundae because I wanted to keep the flavour similar. I mean, go work. I mean, it's a milkshake or a strawberry sundae. Yeah, same as, right? Got it to 1,046, so 1,046 calories. So I'm taking 2,221 down to 1,046. So it's still a beast. However, it is a little bit more manageable. This is to say, this is the regularity of what you do when you come to junk food is very important. So it's management over anything else. So again, consider this if this is a regular choice. If say I've got, like, I go back to the form I was talking about at the beginning, and someone says I'm having this twice a week, consideration that could be 4,000 calories over 2 meals, principally 2 meals. Yet in someone's head, it might be I'm only having 2 meals a week that are not on plan, shall we say, or where I'm trying to aim for. So this is where it gets really interesting, doesn't it? That's why I say I like playing the game of this. This stuff is so interesting. Right, let's go to the Colonel, who looks after some birds. The Colonel, we all know who the Colonel is, right? Still good. It's playing the game. We're gonna, I know what you're talking about. Look, wait to get to I don't even know how to say the last one, but hey, the Colonel's about, right, with his secret recipe. Now, for those of you who are in the know, this didn't come up in the I'm gonna share with you a not so secret thing. It just didn't come up in the interview. So the Colonel meal, right? I'm gonna admit something that's so Now I'm like, I don't even know how I did it. Right. So, previous lifetime, I like the Colonel too, Valley. I loved the Colonel, I would say. The Colonel and I were very close on a weekly basis. The Colonel and I were meeting every Friday night, illicitly, Valley. Me and the Colonel. Because my best friend lived near where the Colonel distributed a lot of his secret recipe. So every Friday night, bottle of wine with this, by the way. Before I get into this meal that I found, I will share with you, lucky folk, what I used to get through calorie-wise on a Friday night, every Friday night. Because once, about 18 months ago, on a Friday afternoon, I just decided I'd have a little check when I was sat there with Sam. And yeah, so I would personally, now let's make this clear, personally, not sharing, personally have 9 pieces of chicken, 4 fries, 2 sides. Oh, well, you got a bottle of something with it, but I'd have a bottle of wine because that's what you wash down the Colonel with. And it came in at 13,000 calories. I say this very fast now because even I'm like saying it going, oh my God. So on a Friday, despite having a salad for lunch for 5 days of the week and have no breakfast and have reasonable meals, I think, in memory, on every Friday night, 13,000 calories going in. And that was just the start of the weekend. So you can imagine how it happened that I got to almost 90 kilos, can't you really, when you say something like that? However, I love that I never shared the calories. I very rarely shared the calories that I used to get through. That is a true fact. 4 fries, easy to do, I think, at KFC. They're quite small. 13,000 belly. But that was every weekend. Let's just make that clear. It wasn't a one-off. It's every Friday. Sometimes we go back on a Sunday afternoon if it's been a very heavy weekend, because I then go out Friday night and Saturday night. Yeah, I mean, I feel there's actually, if you cut me in half, there's still some chicken grease left inside somewhere. I imagine the amount I used to get through. However, for this meal, for the purposes, let's move on. For the purposes of this live, let's move on. Right. The Colonel's Mighty Buckets, which is a new one on me. I've not seen this. For one, apparently it is. Which I think, having looked at it and seeing what I used to have for one, I laughed at somewhere inside, like, ha ha, that's not for one. Right, so I didn't count any pieces of chicken that comes with that. It's probably not as much as mine. 9 pieces. And by the way, pretty, if you only had your mind blown, it was always under 20 minutes. I actually was quite proud of that. That under 20 minutes I could eat 9 pieces of chicken, 4 fries, and 2 sides. And if you didn't have gravy, there's something wrong with you. Pretty's brain's imploding right now. I can't believe it. Yeah, I literally stunk of chicken grease all the time. So the KFC Mighty Bucket for one, a large barbecue beans, large fries, and a large Pepsi, standard Pepsi, comes in at 1,585. So it's not the biggest hitter on here, right? It's still quite a lot, 1,585. Because from recollection of looking at the picture, it wasn't a huge amount of chicken. But like I say, we just found out how much I got through. So, you know, comparatively, I'm probably not best bet to make that judgment. However, this is good. Yeah, Pretty's like, oh my God. Yeah, I know. I'm a changed woman. What can I say? So, you can actually though, although I didn't go for, I could have checked one of the other ones, but the KFC popcorn chicken, right? Regular barbecue beans instead of large. And the regular fries plus the large Pepsi Max, right, comes in at 570. Ooh, not bad actually. That was one of the easy ones to whip down. I think if you took out the fries, it came down lesser as well, which would make sense, right? Now, so let's just move on from the Colonel. I think he and I have parted ways. Kate's like, oh my God, I love you. Yeah, Kate, it was under 20 minutes and less. I was literally like a hoover. My time hop comes up occasionally with it, now and again. I'm like that. Oh, there it is. Oh, right. Moving on. So, the place, I don't even know how to say this. I just say it, Subway. Said it now. So the foot-long meatball marinara. That's a difficult one, isn't it? Foot-long. So it's a foot-long meatball marinara. the meatball one, right? Which I think does have cheese in it. Not a lot, I've written it down, but it does from memory, from the picture. Chocolate cookie. So this is basically the meal deal we're talking about here, with a 500ml Fanta, standard Fanta, which is like the bottle, standard bottle, is actually 1,300 calories. If you took that same, so you go 6-inch rather than a foot long meatball sub, say that because it's easier, chocolate cookie plus the Fanta Zero, you take that down actually to 7 to 8, which is actually pretty low, again, in comparison to some of the other choices on there. So what I did, it's not a bad choice actually. 6 foot. I don't know. I don't even know if you can get through a foot long. I've never tried. It's not something I'm going to challenge myself to. However, right. So let's recap. You got the if you go through the McDonald's, the high end McDonald's, you got 1,406. The high end Burger King 2,221. The high end KFC 1,585 or 13,000 if you're me. A foot long meatball 1,300. Right. So collectively that comes to, look at me, I'm just pretending I'm doing the maths right now. Oh look, it comes to 6,512. Pretending, of course not, I've written it down. But it comes in at 6,500 calories, right, and change, okay? Now if you took the other options, but it's basically not, the basic rule of thumb you can hear from this is avoid the double burger options immediately, because that immediately takes out the calorie content for you. Go with a regular rather than large fries, and switch out to zero options where it's on the menus. You can actually take all those down. So we kind of went 855 on McDonald's, 1046 on the King of Burgers, KFC we got to 570, and Subway got to 728. Now again, I'm just making clear they are still high calories. This is still calorie dense food. However, if you're going to have it anyway, why not make choices that give you the content of the food and reduce the calories? The options are there if you know the rules of thumb, which are basically that. Go for the smaller chicken off the bone, right? Off the bone chicken is still, even deep fried, it's still giving less calories. Again, same thing, go down to regular sides rather than large, and go for the options that are zero, and you're still going to bring down the calories. And essentially just half a foot long, and just again go for the zero options where you can, and you're already bringing down the calories. Now the lower options, right, so remember everything that went through at the high options was 6,500 calories. Oh yeah. Lower, if you go lower, 3,199. So almost 50% down collectively. Now I don't expect anybody to have all those 4 in a week. I would hope not. Although I still don't think, well, let's be honest, still half of what I managed. However, oh, need to go over it. However, you can see that theoretically, actually, with most of these, you're kind of saving, what, 300 to 400, if not 700 calories in some cases, of calories on that one meal, just by making those rule of thumbs. So rules: no double, off the bone, and zero drinks, regular not large sides, right? There's rule of thumbs when it comes to how you can make fast food work for you if you're going to maintain it in your diet, or if Bally's like, oh my god, remember next time I go. Yes, pretty, it probably is about 6 days worth of calories, yes. Now I could have gone further and then calculated the rest of my weekends at that point on average. I mean, I can't even do it now. We easily 2 fraps, that's another 1,200 or 1,500 around there. So what, 13, 14, 15? I don't know, it's endless. I could easily have got into anything between 30,000 calories over a weekend. See it, pretty. I lived another life. I was called 5 Puddings Gribble for a reason. It wasn't just a myth. It wasn't urban legend. It was fact. I was very good at eating. I was very proud of my fact that I could eat, like, endlessly. If anybody didn't finish a meal, they just pushed it down the table to me. Anywhere. You're out with a group of friends, I'll be like, oh, Helen, finish it. Yes, I will. Another life, pretty. That's where you... I'll have to sometime ask me for my before photo, the real before photo. You'll be like, oh, that's the KFC meal right there. Right. Now I've overshared. That is how to make fast food work for you. Now I was going to do a different one today. And I decided this one was more fun. And actually, I quite like this. I've got some other Mommy's Foods coming up. There's a really good one coming up. I think it's next Friday about eyeballing snacks when it comes to calories. That should be quite interesting to see how people get that one over. I think tomorrow we're going to do the cost of healthy eating, actually, so that where you can save money on eating healthy, because it's quite expensive sometimes. Right, so that's me done. Any questions about that, or anyone wants to know more details about how I used to eat that amount of food, please message me direct. Or if you do, to be fair, if you want to actually know where I arrived at those figures and what actually is the most calories like those, obviously just drop me a message as well. In the meantime, I hope nobody is listening to this or watching this while in the queue at a drive-through. Or if you are, take these options, right? Take the options. 0 drinks, no doubles, meat off the bone. Yes, pretty. However, the smell of KFC still brings me out a little bit twitchy. Like, I did once, I'm not gonna lie, I did once try to have one piece again about 3 years later. And I looked forward to that moment like it was, oh, like and the funniest thing is I bought one piece. That was expensive. It was cheaper to buy 9. I bought one piece of chicken, and this I'm probably gonna complain about this. She gave me a leg. I'm like, really? You couldn't? I was buying one bit of chicken for £3. You just couldn't give me a leg, like anything other than a leg. I paid £3 for it, and I bit into it, and it was horrible. There's nothing to do with how it's good. It was just changing mindset around it. But yeah, there is definitely. And now I'm practically vegan vegetarian. I don't even know what would happen if I tried. Ooh, oh, that'd be a free fall. My body would go into flux, I think. So yeah, I don't know if it's mindset. Is it mindset? Yeah, I think it is. I think it's just realization that 13,000 calories in a meal is absolutely insane. Yeah, you're making that's another way of doing it, right? You can make I could have gone that route with this though, to be fair. Pretty's made a comment, if you listen to this, about how one of our coaches does make healthier options, and yes, you can make healthier options of this. However, I think we all know that sometimes it's just a Moorish side of it that comes out in it. This food is built to be wanted. It's built, you see, you smell it, you see it, you want it. It's billboarded everywhere. It's always the nicest looking photos, isn't it, when you see it? And even if it doesn't look like in reality. And this is the truth behind it. And I do know my clients do eat junk food because they tell me, because we work on this stuff. And they know what choices to make that management system in place, right? I said it's not about the food, the calorie density itself, it's how you manage it and what decisions you make around it. And it still plays in that 30%, right? 700 calories or 800 calories in that 30%, if it's done strategically, right, is absolutely a-okay. Maybe not 2,000 2 times a week, right? Again, it's about management rather than eliminating it. So that's me done. Join me again tomorrow for more talk about food, probably. In the meantime, have a fantastic evening.